What is going on, guys? It is Cameron Talks Football, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the head coaches that have been fired at the end of the 2021 regular season. There's actually been one coach that was really pretty much surprising, and I'm going to be getting into that in a little bit. But before I do get into that, thank you guys for all the people that have subscribed recently. We are now at 422. Last week we were at like 419 or 418, so that's plus 3 or 4 increase. If we can keep doing that every week, I will be happy with that actually. But, yeah, now really getting into it, there's been 5 coaches that have been fired, one really surprising one. But the first coach I'm going to be talking about is Vic Fangio, head coach for the Denver Broncos. After 3 seasons, he only had a record of 19-30. That is really not a good, pretty much a good record when you have a really great defense, a pretty young and up-and-coming receiving core. And then I understand the quarterback was a question there. But I believe whoever gets the head coaching job next is probably going to pursue either Russell Wilson or even Aaron Rodgers, or might even get a rookie quarterback in Pinkett, or any of those really good rookie quarterbacks that are coming out of this class. Because this is a really young and good defense and offense. So if you put a good head coach and a good quarterback, I believe this team will easily make the playoffs. This team will be one that it's going to be really competitive. This AFC West will really be competitive. Now having Patrick Mahomes and then Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, and then whatever quarterback that you're going to put in here can make this like almost a playoff atmosphere every time that these teams play each other. It's going to be really interesting to see. And coaches that I see that could possibly be interviewed for this spot, or that go here, I don't know if they've been interviewed quite yet. But Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, the only question I have with him is that when he calls the plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, it's mainly an okay from Andy Reid. So Andy Reid is mainly calling all the plays for the Chiefs. But now, if I believe if Eric Bieniemy can call plays pretty well for the Chiefs, I believe he will be able to do it also pretty well for the Packers. Oh, not the Packers, the Broncos. Sorry. And then next is Luke Getze, the Packers QB coach. The reason I'm saying Luke Getze is because if he can get that job, and then in the 2021 offseason, if he can also get Aaron Rodgers, which is something that people were honestly thinking that would happen, that Aaron Rodgers would possibly go to the Broncos, and now it looks like it could be even a bigger possibility if his QB coach does go there. Because then I bet you, if Luke Getze does go there, he's going to want to go get Aaron Rodgers right away. And then the third option is Dan Quinn, the Cowboys defensive coordinator. The Cowboys defense has had a great season, led by Micah Parsons, Trayvon Diggs, and a bunch of those other pieces that they have on that defense. But mainly those two right there, they have been playing super great this whole season. People have been comparing them to a bunch of great defenses, but a lot of them, there's always some fluke with them. The biggest fluke for the Cowboys defense is Trayvon Diggs. I understand he does get a lot of interceptions, but he also does give a lot of yards. And I honestly believe that his defensive mindset is going to work really great for the Broncos, because they do have a great young corner in Patrick Surtain, and then some great pass rushers in Bradley Chubb. And then also a really great safety in Justin Simmons. They have a really great team on that defense and on that offensive side of the ball. And then for the Dolphins, I have Brian Flores getting fired somehow. He's had a really great career with the Dolphins. First of all, you have Tua Tagovailoa as your quarterback. First of all, that is a little bit of a handicap if you ask me. He's really not too great. He doesn't really make too many downfield passes. If you ever watch one of his games, it's usually just a read option, and then when he does pass, it's like 5 yards downfield every time. Not like any normal quarterback, where they will do like some short passes and then hit over the top, or even medium routes. I think this farthest pass I saw him do last week was like a 15-yard throw. That's why he barely had over 100 passing yards in that game. But Brian Flores in his career with the Dolphins was 24-25. Last year led the Dolphins to a 10-6 record. Barely missed the playoffs there. And then this year they started off 1-7. When that happened, they were pretty much almost eliminated from the playoffs. And then since then, They won 7 straight, lost that one against the Titans, and then beat the Patriots in the last week of Week 18. And they finished 9-8, one game away from missing the playoffs. I don't understand why they fired him. Honestly, all they need is a good quarterback, and they will be fine. I don't think Tua Tagovailoa is the option for the Dolphins. I honestly think they had the right coach, they had the right mindset, they had a great young receiver in Jalen Waddle. Duke Johnson played really great last week against the Patriots. I think he ran for over 100 yards. And then they're also getting some good corners in Xavier Howard. He's been playing pretty great. And then their safety, I can't quite think of his name right now, but he has been playing pretty great from the University of Oregon. He did play pretty great this season too. And honestly, I don't understand why. They almost made the playoffs in 2 years that he was there. 2 of the 3 years that he was there, he almost made the playoffs. And I just don't understand why. Why would the Dolphins do this? Are they trying to pursue Jim Harbaugh? Maybe they're trying to do that, take him away from Michigan. Or maybe Jim Harbaugh's just hinting at coming back to the NFL so that Michigan will pay him more, because that honestly could happen. I honestly see that happening, really. But then the other option is Eric Bieniemy for the Dolphins. Or even you could even add like Kellen Moore, or honestly I would say Gerard Mayo. I think Gerard Mayo would honestly be a good option here. Any of the Patriots offensive or defensive coordinators at this point. Honestly, one of the defensive coordinators is going to get picked from the Patriots probably next year, but not this year. But yeah, my 2 options would mainly be Bieniemy is pretty much going to be any of these head coaching jobs like options, because he's just been so great for the Chiefs. So that's why he's pretty much in any of the top 5. I don't really have to list it, but they're pretty much in the mindset of those NFL teams. So yeah, that is pretty much talking about the Dolphins. They're going to be looking at Eric Bieniemy and Jim Harbaugh. And then the Bears, Matt Nagy, he finished 34-31 in his 4 years. Made the playoffs twice, but hasn't had a winning record above 500 since 2018. He's randomly been benching Fields, so now that Matt Nagy is gone, we'll get to see how good Fields really is this year. If it really was Matt Nagy, or maybe Justin Fields isn't too insane, but hopefully he does turn out really well. And I think the main options there is going to be Josh McDaniels and Gerard Mayo. And Brian Flores. I think Brian Flores will have I think he should get another chance at a head coaching job. I think if you have I think if you give him Justin Fields, he will have a great coaching career, because he had Tua as his quarterback, and then you go to Justin Fields that can run and throw. I think that will make him a heck of a lot better of a coach. So I think he's going to get another chance somewhere, maybe as another defensive coordinator, but hopefully as another head coach on one of these teams. And then Mike Zimmer, he finally got fired. He has not been playing. He has not been a great coach this whole these last couple of years. Ever since that Minneapolis Miracle, he has not been great. In his 8 years, he's had a 72, 56, and 1 record. Has only made the playoffs 3 times and has slowly regressed since the Minneapolis Miracle. They've had those times where they missed a kick against the Seahawks. It was from like 15 yards out, and they're only down by 1. And then they missed that right there. So finally he is gone. In that Week 18, I don't know why they didn't start that rookie quarterback. I can't think of his name right now. Kalen Mond, I think it is, or something like that. But I do not know why they didn't start him. It was a meaningless game. They should have just gave him a chance, see what he could do. Maybe that was their long-term answer at quarterback, and they just didn't ever get to see it this year in a live-action game. So I think Mike Zimmer, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get another chance in the NFL. He probably will. I don't know where, or maybe even college. That's what happened to I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, that's what happened to those other coaches. They've also been from the NFL and then went straight to a college team. And then the last coach that did get fired is Joe Judge. Like, honestly, Joe Judge, I don't know how he went from being a special teams coach to being a head coach. I think he should have stayed as a special teams coach and then worked his way up to another spot on a team before going straight to a head coach. I don't know what the Giants were thinking. In his 2 years, he finished 10-23. He was that whole time he was putting Daniel Jones in harm's way by giving him QB powers, and he would get hurt on a lot of those. And then in the next game, he would do it again and again and again. And then, like, in his last game, they ran a QB sneak on a 3rd and long. If you're not that comfortable with your offense, then why are you even putting a game plan out if you're not even comfortable with your offense in your own, like, end zone, pretty much? They were on the 3-yard line, and they still didn't even try and run or pass the ball. So that just means you didn't have any chance or any belief in your quarterback or your offense, which is not good to have. And the two options that I have there are both from the Cowboys coaching staff. I have Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys, and then Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. I think both of these options would be pretty great. The Cowboys have had a pretty good season. So hopefully one of those two does get a job somewhere. I think they both will get a job somewhere, but honestly, we're just going to have to pretty much wait. And pretty much thank you guys for watching this video. These are my head coaching candidates that did get fired, or head coaches that did get fired, and then the candidates that are possibly being interviewed and being interviewed this whole week. Some coaches are not letting themselves be interviewed until after the season so that they could focus on the playoffs, which is honestly a good thing to happen. So until then, I will see you guys later, and peace out.